And I just discovered I got to take these screws out again because this part here goes in. And I should probably do a little dusting. I found there was underneath the where the bottom of the instrument cluster fits in with the dashboard. There's a lot of dust coming in under there, so I guess it's a good time now to just get it apart and clean it out. Okay, now this goes back in. And there's some tabs on the front here that go into some slots on either side. Okay. Now I can put those screws back in. And this thing just basically pops in place with a couple of guide pins and these two screws. Well, when you think about it, you don't want a whole lot of rigidity up here. If you come hit something and you go flying forward, and you want it. That's why they use plastic screws on the windscreen to keep it to let it go. Let's see what's next. Okay, we got some more dashboard up here, I think. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and get that out. Like I say, I've got my bag of screws, so I know exactly what goes in here, which is basically some plastic screws. And I think there might be the windshield that goes with this too. So let me get it out. And let me clean off the dust here. That last panel on the front here just basically pops in, because you remember on this one in behind there was two pads with Velcro. Well, this thing is Velcroed to it. So on trim wise, you want to go around this seam up here along the top to be sure that it's tucked underneath. So next thing to come on would be the windshield. And I've still got plenty of room under here. Okay, it's cleaned off, and this thing basically comes up in here. Slides up under these washers. You don't need to take these two screws here off. Yeah. Now we've got 5 of the plastic screws. I should have, before I put that other thing on there, showed you. Now these are the plastic screws, and they're long, but they go in. If you look in behind, you'll see that there's like a brass capture nut inside, but it's on a rubber bellows, and so as you screw this in, the bellows collapses. So it seems like, well, the first time I did it, I thought I stripped out the screws, but it wasn't. It was just the rubber baby buggy bumper compressing. So we'll just get these guys in here loosely. And I need to check again. I see what the placement of these things is. There's only 5 of them, so I'm pretty sure I got these off these two sides and probably the one in the middle. And I believe this middle one, because that other panel probably screws into these other two. Either, well, actually I may be wrong. These two may be come up here, because you'd want these plastic ones to shear away if there's a forward on that. Let me check on this to be certain. Yeah, I was right. Well, I was wrong, but I was correct on my assumption that these guys up here, the next panel has 5 of them too, so I'm pretty sure that when I took this guy off, all these screws here were holding on the just the windscreen. And then the next panel, which would have been the black cover piece, would have the rest of the screws, because they're all plastic. I just checked the bag. And I was correct. These guys here on the sides don't go up here, they go down here. The cover panel covers this one. But they're all the same screw, but you don't want to have it all screwed down. And then let me show you this one here would go down on the down here, so it would need these screws in here, and then the ones that I have my bag stuck through up here. So it'd be those 7. So these you leave blank on both sides. Let me go ahead and torque them down, and we'll come back to the other panel. Oh, make sure you get that one clean too, and I guess it slides under the hooks up here. There's 2, let me get better, 2, can you see them right there? Yeah, hooks right in here, the hook up in here. Get everything clean, take one last look that everything's all strapped down and nice and tidy. This would be the one that you want to watch when you put your cables in, that you have your clearances back in here. So I'll stick a nose screw in here. Just to hold it. Okay. Now I can start putting on the rest of these nose cone. And these are plastic screws too, with their rubber compressors, capture nuts. Okay, so cable's loose in there, so let me go ahead and put them all in. We'll come back. Well, all you smart fellers out there probably realize, well, where in the hell is the little bib? Bib's got to go on. So let me get out the pop pins and we'll put the bib on. And it's got to go around down here. Basically, I think this is like a raincoat. Keeps most of the rain out. I should have known. I remember there's subconsciously there was something was telling me. Something was missing. And some of the pop pins tend to tie in some of the other bits and pieces. Okay. Well, it doesn't get in the way of the cables either. Well, now I can put the black panel back in. But you already see me do that, so we'll come back later. Well, I went to put in one of the screws, and I was like, why won't it take hold? Well, one of the little captured nuts, the rubberized nuts, was missing. And I believe these are another safety feature. They've got like little grommets on the side. This would be the outside part. And then there's a little round lip on the bottom here that I think goes when you're pressing at 60 miles an hour against your stationary windscreen, it pops. Keeps you safe. I got to pop it back into place now. Well, this is basically what this was all about. If you've broken down, pull out the 2 pop pins and pull this guy off. Pull out your captive side, slide in your snap it in there. The hell's wrong here? Oh, it's this thing. And just snap it in. Oops, you can't see that. Snap in your jumper thing, and you're ready to go. And then once you start it, put this guy back on. This is a real one of those panels that I thought I was going to bust the first time around. Latches. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Okay, then you just pop it back in place and you're ready to go. Well, basically it's all come down to this. Head. Now I'll go ahead and mark up the service manual. We've got a new pump and a new battery in it. And I got to get some new fresh gas in it and go out for a ride this afternoon or tomorrow. So see you guys later. Hope this has been instructive. At least the jumping, you know, if you ever have to have a jump, those I'll put in a clue at the end. I got those from PowerWorks, and they're Anderson plugs. And when you buy them, you got to get, you know, whether they come in gray, blue, red, yellow. But when you get them, you got to get two of the same colors, because yellows and reds don't fit together. Only reds and reds, or blues and blues will fit together, because they want to keep them separate for separate voltages at AC, DC. So I use 2 reds, whatever you want to use, and they're the 50 amp Anderson plugs, quote Anderson, and those are real Anderson plugs and not the Chinese knockoff. And I got them from PowerWorks and down in California, and I think I spent maybe, for the plugs and the boots, about 20 bucks including shipping, so it was worthwhile. Now I'm safe, and I may never have to use this again. When I needed to use it, I didn't have it, but now I got it. I don't have to worry about using some other kind of battery tender kind of thing or whatever. I've got heavy duty, and those are 6 gauge wires. Tusha has some jumpers in there, 8 gauge. If I would have done something different, I would have gone down to a marine store and got some 6 gauge, more flexible, but that's flexible enough to where it's hiding at. It doesn't have to come out, and you know, it's nice straight shots. So this was like THHM, good for 90 degrees. So it's more than adequate for what it's doing. So we'll see you guys again. I don't know what will come up next, but something always does. Later.